Hey y'all, my name is Ashley and today I am going to be starting my eyeshadow collection and declutter. So today's video is all of my affordable eyeshadows. So if you'd like to see my collection, to see what I declutter and what I keep, then keep on watching. So I decided to split these videos up by like category. So obviously today for my first eyeshadow and eye palette declutter, I'm gonna start off with the affordable and drugstores. I also have it separated between like influencer brands and indie palettes and then like luxury. So some of those videos will be combined. Like I mentioned before, I'm trying to keep these videos around the 30-minute mark. So that's why today is just affordable eyeshadows. So let's get into it. All right, y'all, this is all of my affordable eyeshadows. So I have palettes in here and then I have like singles as well. I included ColourPop in affordable. I didn't do drugstore. I did like affordable because like to me, ColourPop is on the affordable end. You can pick it up at Target. You can pick it up at Ulta in like the affordable section. So it is included in here along with the other brands. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to pull these palettes out. All right, these are all of my ColourPop palettes that are holiday themed. In one of my previous declutters, I mentioned I really like collecting or having holiday themed products. So I got some Halloween and some Christmas. There's a reason I called my series more of a collection and declutter because I'm not trying to get rid of stuff. But if I do, I do. This is more of like what my collection looks like at the beginning of 2025. And then maybe at the end of the year, I can share what I've added to my collection. So let's get into some of these spooky themed items. Now, I do have all three of these Hocus Pocus collaborations with ColourPop. This palette is called All Hallows Eve, and this was actually a collaboration with the Hocus Pocus 2 film. I think out of all three of these Hocus Pocus palettes, this is the one. This is the one I reach for during spooky season. I love this palette, probably because of the greens and the purples within this palette. This is the original collaboration with Hocus Pocus. This is Gather Round Sisters. This one's a little bit more muted. Not in a bad way though, because I like the deep vampy shades in here. So you got some deep reds, deep purples, and some deep like dirty greens. Even though this is not one I reach for, I'm gonna keep it because I love Hocus Pocus and I love Halloween. Now this one is Witching Hour. This is the second palette that ColourPop did. This one is okay. The color story is like, it's not the best. I can definitely tell that my daughter's been in here because there's like makeup everywhere. This is something that my daughter totally does, where she swatches things with her dirty little fingertips. But I am gonna keep it just because I like the idea of having a set. I do have three Super Shock shadows from the Hocus Pocus collection. Now this orange is Dost Thou Comprehend. Now this champagne shade is To Be Young and Beautiful Again. And finally, this is Forever Bewitching, and this is a beautiful purple shade. I also have three Jelly Much shadows. I believe this is the one that these shadows specifically came out with. They came out with the third Hocus Pocus palette. So this is the shade I Am Calm. It is a white shadow with like green glitter reflex in them. They are dried out, but these are super easy to rehydrate. I know that, and I get them confused. I think Super Shock shadows, you could use like contact solution or water. And then these ones, I believe you can use Duraline, or it's the other way around. I have to like look it up before I do it, but they're easy to rehydrate. So I'm not gonna declutter them because they're dried out. I'll just rehydrate them when I wanna use them. This burnt orange is Shish Kebab Baby. This is a beautiful, beautiful shade, but it's like a burnt orange with like a little bit of a brighter orange glitter reflect within it. And finally, there's this purple, that's the shade Come to Play. And this has got like blue glitter reflect in it. Now, the first Hocus Pocus collection had two of the Glitterly Obsesseds. So I have both here. This orange glitter is Another Glorious Morning. And then this purple one that has like multicolor glitter in it, like a rainbow feel to it, is in the shade Amok, Amok, Amok. I feel like Nightmare Before Christmas is like perfect from October to Christmas. So I also have the Nightmare Before Christmas palette from ColourPop Nightmare Before Christmas is personally like one of my favorite holiday movies because I love it for Halloween and I love it for Christmas time. But I somehow passed that down to my youngest. My son loves anything that is Jack Skellington. So this is what this palette looks like. I like the bright, bold colors in here because it kind of doesn't go with either holiday, but they are beautiful shades. I really wish I used this one more often. So I have 3 of the Jelly Much shadows from the Jack Skellington Nightmare Before Christmas collaboration. So this beautiful black, it's like a purple black with like purple and blue glitter in it, is the shade Lock. And then there's a like bright bubblegum pink with blue reflect in it. And this is in the shade Shock. And finally, this is like a dirty gold, okay? It's like gold with green reflect in it. I love this shade. This is in the shade Beryl. Now these are similar to like the Jelly Much shadows I have from the Hocus Pocus. Yes, they're dried up, but they're easy to rehydrate. And then I also have the glitter gel or the Glitterly Obsessed from this collection. And then this is in the shade Master of Fright. So this is a recent one. I actually did a whole first impressions on this collection. This, or the pieces I purchased from this collection, I should say. This is the ColourPop Frosty the Snowman palette. This is a beautiful icy palette. I really do enjoy this. Mine kind of looks a little messy right now. I'm sorry. But I love like the icy blues in here. And then you've also got like this really pretty duochrome where it's kind of like a purple blue, but kind of like a grungy version of it. And with that Frosty the Snowman, I have 2 more Jelly Much shadows. This one is the shade Friesen, so it's a beautiful icy blue. And then this one is the shade Made of Snow, and it's just an icy lavender. It kind of looks pink, kind of purple, but it's like the icy pastel shade. And then my last holiday palette from ColourPop is the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now this was just like a very traditional holiday colored palette. So you got your greens, you've got your reds, but they're kind of muted tones. But then you've got some neutrals in here that are both cool and warm. This is a nice palette for an easy look. So if you were doing something simple or you wanted something kind of metallic and shiny for a holiday look, this is what this palette is great for. But I am keeping all of these holiday collections from ColourPop. These are all of my ColourPop collabs. So I have Star Wars, which is my all-time favorite, along with the Snow White, Barbie, Animal Crossing, other Disney ones. Oh, I'm missing one. Let me pull that one out. I'll just go ahead and start with this one since there is no room. So this is the Sailor Moon Pretty Guardian palette. I did not ever buy the second collection of the Sailor Moon. It's something that's been sitting on my wish list for quite some time. But I bought this collection. I have the full collection. Well, do I have the full collection? I know I purchased the full collection. I don't know if I still have all the pieces of the collection. But I purchased this because of the nostalgia. Because I was a Sailor Moon girly growing up, and now my daughter's into Sailor Moon, so it's even more reason to keep it. But this is the Pretty Guardian. Now, that Sailor Moon collection had 2 Glitterly Obsesseds. This first one is a beautiful pastel pink, and it is in Moonlight Legend. And then this purple is Moon Prism Power. This one I really like because the glitter reflex are in the shape of moons. So usually like the Glitterly Obsessed are just like your normal like circles or octagon-y kind of shapes. But this has moons and stars in it, which is absolutely adorable. Now, this is another Glitterly Obsessed. No, I am not a New York Knicks fan. I purchased this because it is a beautiful shade of orange, and one of my favorite things to do in the spring and the summer is to go to a baseball game. I live in Houston. I love the Astros. This is in the shade The City Never Sleeps, which is funny because I feel like Houston's like that too. But this is like an Astros orange, which is why I have this product. I don't have any of the other like basketball products when they did that basketball collection. I really would like it if a brand collabed with the baseball teams because I will totally buy an Astros collection. I have these 2 Glitterly Obsesseds because my daughter has the palettes to these. So these are from the Frozen collection. So this gold one is in the shade Waterfall, and the glitter gels are in my collection because they're messy. But so are eyeshadow palettes, but the thing is, she gets this stuff everywhere and in the carpets. So technically, like they're in my collection, but they're more my daughter's, like she uses them.
I let her use them under supervision. And then the other Frozen is the Dark Sea. I'm starting to think this is probably a Frozen 2 collab. All right, might as well do the last glitter gel. So this is from Animal Crossing. This is in the shade Belle Lumiere, but it's just a beautiful gold glitter. I bought pieces of the Animal Crossing collection because I bought a Switch just to play Animal Crossing, and they're coming out with another Animal Crossing this year. Rumor has it, and you bet your ass I will get it. Okay, so the palettes I have from Animal Crossing, this one is just Nook Ink, and they're just little quads, and this one's all green, which I love all greens. And then the purple one is La Belle of the Ball. So I believe when they originally came out with this collection, there was actually 4 different quads. I only got the purple and the green one because those are the ones that called to me the most. Now this one is the ColourPop collaboration with Barbie. Now I could not help but get, I believe I have the full collection of the Barbie, like including the hand mirror, because I was a Barbie girl when I was a kid. But this has like those typical Barbie colors. You got the hot pink, and you've got like the blues as well. I also have the Glamlight collab of this palette, and I will say Glamlight is better than the Barbie ColourPop one. I'm just not ready to part with any of these collabs that I bought from ColourPop. And when I bought this collection, I bought the whole collection for myself, and then I went through and bought pieces of the collection for my daughter. So she actually has this palette as well, along with the body highlight. Now, I think I've mentioned this before. I have the full Snow White collection. I actually did like a whole review on this. I bought this palette for myself and my mom because Snow White is my mom's favorite Disney princess. She basically could talk to animals. Like, she is an animal lover, and so I had to get it for her. But this is a really pretty palette. It is the perfect color story for Snow White, and it's something that I'm really glad that I own. So here is a palette I'm actually going to declutter. I've never used it, but I do have pieces of the Harry Potter collection. Instead of just like decluttering it and throwing it away or trying to resell it on Mercari, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to my daughter because it doesn't matter what the eyeshadow is. She loves to play with makeup, and some of these, like ColourPop is a good brand to buy children if you're gonna buy kids makeup because the quality's there. It's not like Claire's makeup where you're risking your health purchasing it. And I'm gonna give it to her, and she's gonna be so excited when I give it to her tomorrow. Now, Star Wars. This is not something I'm willing to part with. So I have the Darth Vader palette, and Darth Vader is actually one of my favorite Star Wars characters. I went to Disney right before COVID, like in January of 2020, and I did the whole like lightsaber experience, and I got Darth Vader's lightsaber because I cannot help myself. So I will be keeping this. I also absolutely love The Mandalorian. It is my favorite spin-off show that Star Wars has put out. I also drive a Jeep Wrangler that is currently in the process of kind of adding all Mandalorian gear to it. So I love my car, and like Jeeps, it's common to like have a theme for your Jeep. So mine is The Mandalorian. So I will be keeping this palette. And because of my love for The Mandalorian, I also have the Child palette, which I think it was called the Child because we weren't yet aware that his name was Grogu. But not only is this Star Wars, it's green. I'm keeping this. Now, this is the Star Wars palette that I believe was based off of A New Hope. And I love the original 3 Star Wars movies. I will be keeping this. I have 2 Jelly Much shadows from Star Wars. This one's Astromech, so this is supposed to be like an R2-D2 shadow. It's blue with blue tiny reflects in it. And then I have Protocol, which is a very light champagne, almost white gold. I'm pretty sure this one's supposed to represent, actually I'm positive this one's supposed to represent C-3PO. Oh, I forgot to mention this one. So this is also from Animal Crossing. This is the Super Shock Shadow in Balloon Pop. So this is a really beautiful copper gold. So it's not quite copper, but it's not quite gold. It's kind of in between, but it is a beautiful shimmer. These are the Peeps. So these are the Peeps ColourPop collaboration. They came out with, I guess, 7 Super Shock Shadows for Peeps. And this was like an Easter release, I believe back in 2022, because I remember getting this right when we bought the house we live in currently. So this is the white shade. This is Peeps Pink, Peeps Blue, Peeps Lavender, Peeps Yellow, Peeps Green, And finally, Peeps Orange. Now my orange is a little cracked, a little damaged, but she still works. This is the last of my ColourPop. So I have a bunch of the 9 pans, Super Shock shadows, and more of the Glitterly Obsesseds. Let's go through the ones I got from Target. So this is the Fresh Greens palette. I love green, but these are all like kind of like garden greens where they're all kind of like nature. And I like this palette. I will be keeping it. I also like ColourPop when they do like the hard cases. The designs of the cardboard cases are cute, but I just feel like these plastic cases are just a little bit more durable. And then the other 9 pan from Target is Muse Moment. This is actually one I could part with. So I think what I'm going to do is put that in the second chance bin. I do like these greens right here, but I think these greens are in the meant to be. So here's the meant to be. They have similar greens in there. I'm going to keep meant to be, but I'm going to put the Muse palette in my bin of second chances. Speaking of greens, this is Just My Luck, a deeper green palette. And I like this one. Honestly, I always pull this palette out for St. Patrick's Day, and I'm sure I'll do the same this year. I also have Blow and Smoke, and this is a great palette to have for like smoky looks. Okay, you got your blacks and your grays. It's super cool toned, and then you got a silver metallic, like a gunmetal gray, and then like a black gray. So like a deeper gray here. I will be keeping this. I also have the Lilac You A Lot palette, and these are all just really pretty soft purples. I'm on the fence about this one as well. I just don't reach for it, but it's my collection, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just keep it. Now, this is Cabana Club. I got this in a mystery box, and surprisingly, every time that I do a miniature little road trip to go to Louisiana and go to the Golden Nugget, I always bring this palette with me. I don't know why. I just feel like I need to, because I spend the entire day by the pool when I go to the Nugget at Lake Charles, so I feel like I need to bring this palette with me, so I will be keeping it. And Lush Life is probably my favorite palette from ColourPop, and that is because you've got like these tropical greens and blues. I'm not like a big fan of the neutral tones, but I do use like these 2 middle rows all the time, especially in the summer. I have 5 more Glitterly Obsesseds. I believe these were like in collections. So I have these 2 with the blue packaging. This one's the shade Spinner, so it's kind of like a soft gold. And then this is the shade Born Wild, so it's just an icy shade. So it's like a white but with icy blue glitter inside. And then I believe these 3 came with my Smoke Show palette. So I have Starfire, which is a champagne gold. Trippin' on Skies, which is going to be a white gold that's kind of yellowish. And finally, Disco Lady, which kind of looks the same as the other one. But honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and keep them all. So these 4 Super Shock shadows I picked up at Target. So I have the shade Ladybird, which is probably my favorite Super Shock shadow that I own. It's just a champagne gold with like lots of shimmer. It's kind of got the diamond effect. It's perfect for a topper. This is Secret Garden. It's a copper shade. The shade Ripple, which is this beautiful purple with like a blue reflect, kind of almost like a shift to it. And then I have this green in the shade Obvi. I wouldn't say it's quite a pastel green or a mint green, but it is a lighter green. And then I have this hot pink in Roy G. Biv. Okay, so this is the last of my drugstore and affordable palettes and products. So I have some Wet n Wild, Profusion, Beauty Creations. Yeah, that's about it. So I have 3 glitter toppers from Profusion. This was a Casper collection. So these 3, so there's 3 different shades. I got Zop, Boo, and Mystic. I'm gonna keep these. These are really cute glitter toppers, and they kind of shift a little bit. So this purple one is purple, but with blue, and then you got like a pink to gold. Now, Zop, it is just gold, but it is a beautiful shade. So I will be keeping all 3 of these glitter toppers. Now, this from Profusion, I'm gonna go ahead and part with. I've had it for years. I've never used it, but it is just straight up glitter. And I have products that perform better when it comes to glitter products or to get like a glitter shine. So I'm going to be decluttering this Break of Dawn glitter palette. I'm also going to declutter this Profusion Free Spirit palette.
So this is a butterfly themed palette. It's perfect for the springtime. There's beautiful pastels in here. I'm gonna go ahead and just give this to my daughter because she will absolutely love this. This is the Profusion Why So Blue palette, and this is a collaboration with Corpse Bride. I tried this palette out during the Halloween season. I like it. Like, I like the color story. I don't like the quality of the products. Like, this butterfly shade does not perform. It doesn't even come off the way it is in the pan. I do like these 3 highlighter shades, but it's not enough for me to keep the palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. Now, this one from Wet n Wild is Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. I've kept this, and I don't know if I want to keep it. I'm like on the fence. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my bin of second chances, along with the Caring Counts. So this is the Care Bears collaboration palette. This one's got a prettier color story for sure, but I honestly can't speak to the actual quality of these Wet n Wild palettes because I've rarely used them. I think I've used each palette one time, and it's been such a long time, I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try 1 or 2 of these Wet n Wild palettes out, and if I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, I won't. Okay, so this is where I keep my ColourPop and drugstore makeup. So I have this organizer here, which is just the perfect size for ColourPop's 9-pan palettes. So I'm gonna go ahead and load this up. This is what my ColourPop drawer is looking like. This is where I'll keep all my affordable makeup. So all of my 9 pans are in here. And then I have these quads as well, because like 2 of each fit into a slot. So technically, girl math, I could buy some more if I wanted to. But then the rest of them are here. So all of the collaborations or just the palettes themselves. This drawer is where I keep all of my single shadows. So I will be going through these products as well. So I'm going to empty these products and just load them up with the ColourPop Super Shocks that I have, because I have way too many, but I want to keep them all anyway. Okay, so what I did is I ended up putting this organizer right here for like liquid shadows. And then in the small organizer, I put all of my Super Shock shadows. I'm leaving this space because I do have other single shadows that fit there. And then these are all like the Jelly Much. So the ones from Hocus Pocus, Star Wars, Nightmare Before Christmas, and the frosty ones. And yes, I do have empty boxes back there, but it kind of keeps the drawers from not moving, so they're staying put. Now, this drawer's a bit of a mess, but this is where I had all of my glitter gels. So I had them in this organizer. And then these are all like loose glitters. I will get to that in a different declutter. So I'm going to pull everything out of this drawer and then just load up the ColourPop Glitterly Obsessed. So here is my Glitterly Obsessed. So I have them just in like this bigger organizer. I really wish you could fit 4 of the small ones, because then it would be a tight fit, but it doesn't. So I have this organizer here, and then depending on what else I end up decluttering in my collection depends on like if this drawer stays the same or if I move things around. It could be either way, because I now have empty organizers. So I have like this one I could use. I have this one over here I could use, and then I have these containers as well. So there is my glitters. Okay, of course, I have to end the video sharing what my baskets look like. So this is my straight up declutter basket. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 palettes, but I believe 2 of these palettes I'm definitely giving to my daughter, but technically that is still decluttered from my personal collection. And then over here are my second chance bins. So once I finish my declutter series or my collection series, I'm going to start doing a video once a week where I give these products a second chance. And that's when I'll decide if I keep it or I put it back in my collection. So I have those 2 Wet n Wild palettes in here. So that's kind of all I added this video. So if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. I do have my next eyeshadow declutter coming up on Saturday. I have a tutorial going up tomorrow and then another tutorial going up on Friday. But then I'll do some more declutters in between. So until next time, bye y'all.